Good morning, my dear students. Already we have discussed the types of muscles, sliding filament theory, and structure of muscle tissue, neuromuscular junction. Some students comment that they are unable to understand that neuromuscular junction lesson. And again, you can watch the lesson and try to understand with the book. However, when I am doing nervous system, again I will do it. So nothing to be afraid. Uh, Already we have discussed action of skeletal muscles, muscle tone, muscle fatigue, muscle recovery, factors affecting the skeletal muscles, also muscle terminology. Muscles are named according to various characteristics, and becoming familiar with the principal ones makes it much easier to identify unfamiliar muscles. The origin of a muscle is usually its proximal attachment. This is generally the bone that remains still when the muscle contracts, giving it an anchor to pull against. What is the origin? Origin is proximal attachment. You have to remember that. Then the insertion is usually the distal attachment site, generally on the bone that is moved when the muscle contracts. What is the insertion? Insertion is the distal attachment. Origin ආරම්භය සම්භවය proximal attachment එක insertion නිවේශය distal attachment. You have to remember that. Okay, already we have discussed principal skeletal muscles, muscles of the face and neck, back, chest and pelvic floor and abdominal wall. Okay. What are the muscles? What are the muscles in the face? Can you remember? Occipitofrontalis. We have already discussed. Levator palpebris superioris, orbicularis oculi, buccinator, orbicularis oculi, masseter, temporalis, pterygoid muscles. Please see this table. Characteristic shape, trapezius shape, trapezium shape. So we call it as trapezius muscle. Fiber direction, oblique muscles of the abdomen. Fibers run obliquely. So we call it as oblique muscle. Muscle position, tibialis. According to the bone, we call it as tibialis, found close to tibia in the leg. Can you remember where the tibia bone is? And according to that, we call it as tibialis muscle. Movement proceed. Extension carpi ulnaris, attached to the carpal bones. Can you remember where the carpal bones of the wrist? Attached to the carpal bones of the wrist, we call it as carpi ulnaris muscle. And the ulna and extend the wrist, attached to the carpal bones of the wrist and the ulna and extend the wrist. Number of points of attachment. Biceps brachii. Bi means 2. This muscle has 2 points of attachment at the shoulder. Therefore, we call it as biceps. Biceps brachii. We call it as biceps brachii because it has 2 attachment. Bi means 2. It has 2 attachment. Bones to which muscle is attached? Carpi radialis muscles attached to the carpal bones of the wrist and the radius of the forearm. Then muscles of the neck. There are many muscles situated in the neck, but only the 2 largest are considered here. We are only talking about the 2 largest muscles. Otherwise, there are many muscles in the neck. Sternocleidomastoid muscle. This muscle arises from the manubrium of the sternum and the clavicle and extends upwards to the mastoid process of the temporal bone. Can you remember where the manubrium of the sternum? Upper part of the sternum. When we are discussing skeletal system, can you remember what is manubrium of the sternum? And clavicle bone and extends upwards to the mastoid process of the temporal bone. It assists in turning the head from side to side. When the muscle on one side contracts, it draws the head towards the shoulder. When the muscle contracts, head draws the head towards the shoulder. When both contract at the same time, they flex the clavicle vertebra or draw the sternum and clavicles upwards when the head is maintained in a fixed position. Example, in forced respiration. When in forced respiration, we use these muscles. A sternocleidomastoid muscle. Then trapezius muscle. This muscle covers the shoulder and the back of the neck. Trapezius muscle. What is the muscle? Trapezius muscle. The upper attachment is to the occipital protuberance. Can you remember where the occipital protuberance? In the occipital bone, there is a protuberance. It attached to the occipital protuberance. The medial attachment is to the transverse processes of the cervical and thoracic vertebra, and the lateral attachment is to the clavicle and to the spinous and acromion process of the scapula. Can you remember where the acromion process of the scapula? A lateral attachment is to the clavicle of the acromion process of the scapula. It pulls the head backwards, squares the shoulders and controls the movement of the scapula when the shoulder joint is in use. Muscle trunk. These muscles stabilize the association between the appendicular and axial skeletons at the pectoral girdle and stabilize and allow movement of the shoulders and upper arms. Muscles of the back. Hereafter we will talk about muscles of the back. What are the muscles of the back? Trapezius muscle, teres major, psoas muscle, latissimus dorsi, quadratus lumborum, sacrospinalis. Let us talk about that later. Okay, thank you very much for listening.